Talk about a very, very serious topic here. A slump, okay, versus a streak. Who in here has ever been in a slump before? Everybody in here has. At one point in your career, you've been in a slump before. Now, I'll tell you, we get into a slump, okay? I broke the word slump down into a couple things here. Of course, we know the definition of a slump is, the lean, fall, whatever, be off track. That's what I call it. Now, here's a couple reasons. The S for slump. The S in slump, skepticism. Skepticism. If you start to become skeptical about your company, your opportunity, or yourself, you will fall into a slump. Bottom line, hands down, you'll be in a. That's the type of standard that you have to set in your organization, that we don't have time for skepticism. Now, here's the thing. It's good to be skeptical sometimes. Here's what I mean. If someone tells you to bet $1,000 on one of these games, I don't gamble, so I can't tell you the name of them. But if somebody says, put $1,000 down on one of these tables, and if you just roll this way, you're going to get $1 million, you should be skeptical of what they say, right? But see, here's when skepticism turns into ignorance. When your company parades success story after success story after success story across the stage, ring earner after ring earner after ring earner across the stage, and you're still skeptical, that's no longer skepticism, that's ignorance of the facts, okay? So don't let skepticism kill you in this business. Skepticism will immediately put you into a slump. The L in slump, laziness. The number one selling chair in America is called a lazy boy, okay? There's no cure for laziness, absolutely no cure for laziness. Sometimes in your company, you're not advancing fast enough, or we're not going where we want to go simply because there are other people outworking you. You're getting outworked. They're doing more because they want it better, okay? Then, of course, labor. Write this down. Labor is necessary to produce new life. Now, the reason I do network marketing and I do what I call 90-day blasts of all-out massive action is because I know it's going to last only for 90 days, and I know the result is going to be new life, new business, which leads to new life, new lifestyle, all that kind of stuff, right? The reason why a female that wants to have a child, she knows that there's a 9-month period where she has to carry that child, and then she knows that she's going to have to go through what? Labor pain. But she knows that labor pain is necessary for her to produce what? New life. The same thing with us in this business. There has to be labor. You're going to have to work in order to get out of a slump or to stay out of a slump. And of course, if you really want a new life in this business, there's no way in the world you can skip the labor part. Everybody got that, okay? So the L in slump is laziness, and of course, there's no cure for it. Nobody can motivate you out of it. You just got to get to work and get off our butts and go to work. Okay, now undecided. Undecided is that you will get into a slump if you can't make a decision. You'll never go to the top if you don't decide to go to the top. The question is, how bad do you want it? Here's another thing. You know the main reason why, because I'll just say the diamond position, because from what I know, most companies, their top position started like diamond or something like that. Then they go from, diamond and up, right? Now, here's the thing. The reason why most people probably aren't a diamond in their company right now is very, very simple. Because you don't know how good it feels to be one. If you knew how good it felt to be a diamond in your company, you'd already be there. You'd already be there. The reason why you're not is probably because you haven't decided to do it yet. They wake up when you get tired of sleeping. They go on vacation twice a month and work while you're on vacation. To drive what you want to drive. One of the things that motivated me in this industry more than anything is what I could do for my parents. I used to get tired of sending my parents a card every year for their anniversary. 2.5 years ago, I sent them both brand new cars for their anniversary, okay? Those are the things that motivated me in the business, okay? The reason why, though, is because decisions I made. Here are a couple decisions that you're going to have to make. You're going to have to decide what you want. I hope you know that already. I hope you have written down on paper what you want this business to do for you. If you have not written that down, it can't happen. Does everybody understand that? You have to write it down. It has to be crystal clear on paper. Now we got all these fancy iPods and iPads, and we got all these different Kindles and and Wendell and everybody else, right? All these different things we can write on. See, I just, from my personal standpoint, it's got to be pen to paper. There's something there's nothing better than pen to paper to me to get something firmly entrenched in your mind as something that can help you build your business or goal that you need to stick to, okay? So pen to paper and put it in front of you everywhere that you can. Decide who you need to associate with. Get around the successful people. Mr. Warrior already talked about this morning, the power of association. You are the average of the 5 people that you associate with. You want to be the lowest person in that group so they pull you up. But every day you got to decide, who am I going to associate with today in my company to help me go to the next level? Now, I'm not talking about calling your upline and say, hey, can I spend some time with you today? Okay? We're talking about associating with them through conference calls, not missing events, being around them as much as you possibly can, associating with people through books and audios and things of that nature. But you have to decide who you're going to associate with, and of course, you got to decide what you're willing to sacrifice. Write this down. Someone has to sacrifice so other people don't have to. My first couple of years in the company I'm involved with now, I don't know how many Sky Miles I accumulated. I don't know how many hotels I stayed in, but every time I went to a Marriott, they were excited to see me because of the points, whatever. I don't know. I mean, I sacrificed a lot, okay? A lot of my personal time because I knew that I had a goal and, of course, a passion for helping other people. But see, here's the thing. When I decide to have a family, they're not going to have to sacrifice certain things. Because, see, here's what I'm saying. You know, I can't imagine having children and them saying, hey, Dad, Mom, I need this for school, or I want to go here because it'll help me better my education, or I want to go on this vacation because it looks fun, and having to tell them we can't afford it, okay? That's why I make the sacrifices that I do so other people don't have to. Does that make sense? Somebody else got to go first so other people don't have to sacrifice. So you got to decide. Now, here's what I mean by sacrifice. I don't want you to sacrifice your whole family. I've seen people lose their family because they make their own sacrifices, okay? I don't want you to sacrifice your time with your religious activities. That's important too. You must have some type of connection there to be successful in anything. But everything else, I sacrificed cable TV. I don't know what's going on television. The reality TV shows and things of that nature. No, you watching people on TV live out their dreams and yours are going down the tubes, literally, okay? So quit wasting time and sacrifice time away from those things or you will be in a slump. Let's go to the next one. Now, misdirected, not following directions. There are no new mistakes in network marketing. No new mistakes. There are old people making the same old mistakes and new people watching the old people make mistakes and then they make them too. No new mistakes. Take direction from people who know what they're doing. It's amazing to me how many people listen to other people that haven't had success. Here's what you have to say until your check dictates they listen to you. So we don't need your ideas. Follow this idea. These ideas work. So why are you going to listen to the thumb suckers on the team and take their advice? You'll be misdirected, and pretty soon you'll be out of the business because you're taking direction from the wrong people. So don't be misdirected in this business. You will be in a slump. And here's another key thing. The word leader is used so loosely in this industry. You know, a leader is someone who is doing everything it takes to be successful. That's what a leader is. Someone who's doing everything that it takes to be successful. Now, here's what I know. One of my mentors a couple years ago, 2 years ago, no, a little longer than that, 2.5, 3 years ago, he said, Mike, how things going for you? I said, I'm rocking and rolling, man. Everything is going great. I'm at a six-figure income at the time, multiple six-figure income. And he says, here's what I know, Mike, because I've been where you are. And he's working on his 60th million in the industry. He said, here's what I know, because I've been where you are. You're earning a six-figure income, but you're still not doing everything it takes to be successful. He says, watch what happens to your income when you start. I said, wow, how did he know? How did he know there were some things I wasn't doing? Okay? He said something very, very key. He said, don't practice what you preach only what you practice. Preach only what you practice. every single day. That's what true leadership is all about. That's how you stop from being misdirected. As soon as I did that, at a six-figure income, my income skyrocketed because he was telling the truth. Now, nobody here knows what you do every day, but it manifests itself in the results. So quit skipping out on yourself or fooling yourself. That's what you're doing. You're not fooling everybody else. We know, okay? So make sure that you take direction from the right people. And, of course, don't misuse the word leader. Here's another thing. Your first day in your company starts the day you start doing everything right. Right now, if you're not doing everything it takes to be successful, you're just in. You just signed the paperwork. You're not working the business yet. So when you go home, you can say, hey, it's day one. I'm just getting started. Because this will be, when we leave here, we'll make a pledge that we're going to do everything it takes to be successful. That's when you're now in business. Everybody agree with that? Okay? That's when the business is started for us. So understand, some people, they're in, but they're not in. Okay? Get into business and start doing everything it takes to be successful. Let's move right along here. Misdirected, okay? P, in slump, poor attitude. This will put you into a slump every time. There's also no cure for a poor attitude. It will kill your business every single time. It'll kill your business. How many of y'all know people that are up and down every other day? Okay? But see, here's what happens. Successful people, here's the truth, the reality. Successful people have ups and downs every day too. But see, what we do is we just throw our hands in the air, act like we're on a roller coaster, and just hold on for the ride. That's what we do. We just put our hands in the air, and when things are going up, we got our hands in the air. When things are going down, whoa, we just in for the ride. But we keep going through, or we keep an even plane at all times. The last statement on here is very, very powerful. Become a thermostat, not a thermometer. A thermometer, it changes in the environment you take it in. If you take a thermometer and the temperature is 60, it's going to read 60. If you take a thermometer to an environment and it's 80, it's going to read 80. Does that describe your attitude? When things are going right, that's what you do. You're happy. You're excited. When things are going wrong, you go down to 0, okay? But a person that's a thermostat, they control the temperature in the room wherever they are. They control their environment irrespective of what else is going on. As a matter of fact, when I'm doing meetings at hotels and things of that nature, when you go into these hotel rooms, they normally have a lock and key on the thermometer box. And then they have a little note on there, if you want to get in here, you need to go see the front desk. Because that's how important it is, because there are some people in here who are very, very cold natured, and they'll have the thermostat set to 80. It'll kill some of us, right? And then there's some people who are very, very hot natured, and they want to set the thermostat to 65. It'll freeze a lot of people. The key thing is the hotel has set the thermostat where it's conducive, or creates the environment where it's conducive to most everyone, that we can all survive. The same thing with your business. Your attitude you have to protect your attitude like that thermostat. You can't let anyone else change your thermostat. You have to put a lock and key on it, just like they do at a hotel, because it's that important to your overall success in the business. So make sure that you don't have a thermometer mindset where you're just kind of blowing with the wind. So that's a slump. If we do these things, then we'll be in a slump. If we're misdirected, if we got a poor attitude, if we don't pay attention and follow the leadership, if we're lazy, if we're skeptical, then we'll be in a slump. You'll stay in a slump. Now, how do we get out of a slump? Let's go to the next slide here. How do we get out of a slump? Streak. How to streak out of a slump. We know what a streak is, comments and things of that nature, streak. Here's how you streak. The S in streak. Set goals. Set some goals. And give yourself a timeline and a deadline. See, I have to do this because I am the best procrastinator in the world today. I have perfected procrastination. So everything I do has to be structured around a game plan and a timeline. And if I get off track, I'm messed up for the rest of the day, okay? That's why I'm so strict on what I do and when I do it, because I know what area I'm weak in. So the same thing, That's why goal set, same thing for you. That's why goal setting is so important. And then, of course, creating a deadline as well. Don't just say you're going to be a diamond a year from now. What daily goals are you going to set, which lead to your weekly accomplishments, which lead to your monthly accomplishments, which lead to the what? The goal at the end of the year. If not, you'll just be meandering around in this business, and you'll never, ever, ever accomplish what you're looking to accomplish if you don't have goals set. Have a game plan. A game plan. We all know the statement about a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. We all know this old statement. Here's something that kind of is comical to me sometimes, though. How many of y'all have had a distributor in your organization? They'll call you up and they say, I need a game plan. And they've been involved for 3 months, 3 years, and you've already done a game plan with them. Okay? That happened to me recently. And you all know me. I don't sugarcoat much. And I love text messaging, so because you can answer the calls that need to be answered, and the rest of them you can send it a text, right? And then we'll get around to you, right? So here's the thing. He sends me a text. He calls me a couple times, sends me a text, calls, text. Finally, I answer the phone. He says, I need a game plan. I said, great. Call me at 10 o'clock. We're going to do his game plan. He's all excited about it. I can tell when we got off the phone. 10 o'clock, he calls right on the dot. I'm going to wait for him. I said, here's the game plan. Write this down. I said, the game plan that you need to follow is the game plan we set 3 years ago. Try that one first. Then we'll come out with another one, okay? If you try that game plan and it doesn't work, because you know you hadn't tried it, right? Try that one, and then we'll work on another one, because there will be a different game plan once you're a diamond, right? And so don't game plan yourself or let other people in your organization dictate your time by game planning over and over and over again. Let's stick to the first plan. Everybody got that, okay? Now, let's go to the next slide here. We've got set goals, teachable. Become teachable and coachable, very, very self-explanatory. When you're looking to streak, when you're looking to break to the next level, you have to have teachers and you have to have coaches and mentors that can guide you in the right direction. Now, that's teachable. The R is recommit. Recommit to your why. Recommit to following the system. If you don't follow the system, you will not be successful in this industry. As a matter of fact, if you have committed to not doing the system, Monday morning, go to your boss and say, I'll be here for a while. What more can I do here? Because I refuse to follow the system that can help me get out of here. That might jar, it might jar your memory or your mind to say, hey, this is not really what I really want to do. It might help you. But that's the reality of it. See, here's what I figured out in this business too. This business is not logical, it's emotional. You got to do things that affect you from an emotional standpoint, because logic tells you to follow the system. But you got to connect that logic to something that's emotional. In life is emotional, not logical. Okay? So in this business, the same thing is, of course, following the system, recommitting to your why, attach these things to something that stir your emotion, and you'll be successful. There are some people in this industry I've found that are doing all the activities, but they have not yet understood the importance of personal growth and development. They just refuse to read. And I understand that, because all the way through high school, all the way through college, I never read a whole book. I bought Cliff Notes. I didn't read them either. And so when I started reading, everything in my life started to change. See, remember, the most important part of a car is the part that's missing. Okay? That's the most important part. So the same thing in your business. The most important thing in your business is what you're not doing. It's what you're not doing. So recommit to personal development, and, of course, recommit to working with your team. Get excited to get out of a slump. Get excited about the business. Reinvigorate about the business. Don't just bore people with words. Remember, people buy your music, not your words. Communication in this business is more body language and tone and less words. More body language and tone. If you look at some of the people who built mega churches, okay, people can get up and just talk about the Bible and the scriptures and things of that nature, but the people who build and draw big crowds are the individuals who are excited and make things come to life. There are some people right now that may not join your business because you are boring. There are some people who may not join your business because they perceive you are too weak to lead them, because we're talking too much with our words and we have no posture. Our body language does not speak confidence. Our tone speaks afraid. And so people just don't join us. And so get your posture up, get excited, and of course that'll help you get out of a slump. And then of course staying excited about your business will help as well. Activity, the A in streak, activity. Very, very powerful statement here. When things are going good, do more activity. One of my mentors told me once I got to $20,000 a month in this industry, he said, Mike, you're at the most dangerous place in your career. I said, no, it was dangerous when I had $500 a month. That was dangerous. He said, no. He said, what most people do at 20 grand a month is they get complacent and it rewinds on them. Your money runs back to meet you. It runs back to meet your activity. You think you made it. You haven't made it in this business until you got people in your organization throughout your structure that are earning too much money to quit. That's when you made it, okay? I was not there yet, but I was at $20,000 a month. He said, don't get comfortable here. Make sure that you're doing more activity now than you did when you got started. Now, back to the statement. When things are going bad for you, do more activity. Here's what I found. The people who having all kind of bad stuff happen to them are the ones that are not doing any activity because they notice it all. They notice everything bad. All they have time to do is sit at home and think about how bad everything is. They start dissecting the company. Then it moves from dissecting the company and blaming the company. Then they start blaming the upline. The next step is blaming the comp plan. There's no such thing as a bad comp plan if you pump enough volume through it. That's my philosophy, okay? So they blame the comp plan. The fourth stage is they out of the deal. They blame the company, they blame the upline, they start blaming the comp plan, now they out of the deal, okay? Do more activity if things are not going right for you, but do it the right way. Start analyzing how you're doing the activity and watch what happens for you. And this weekend, we're learning how to do the activities right. I just wish and hope that everyone in here takes in all this information as I did. Everything in network marketing, or my experience in network marketing, for the most part, 90% of it has just been phenomenal because I chose to do exactly what the people at the top were telling me to do. Because see, I'm lazy. Or the statement goes, I'm temporarily ambitious so I can be permanently lazy, right? And so, you don't want to have to do this all over again. What's the last slide we got here? A in activity, and then, of course, the K is keep focus. Keep focus. And, of course, you got a picture up here of me doing one of the things I love to do in my spare time is I love to drive race cars, NASCAR. And, man, it's an exhilarating experience. So the first time I did it, it was crazy. Because they told me that, Mike, you can go into a curve, the car can handle it at 160 miles an hour. But, it's something in my mind says that don't make sense. But once I started doing it, it started to become more and more fun. But the reason I got this up here about keep focus, when you get into that car, okay, you strap the helmet on. You can't move your head from side to side. You got to stay focused. You can't see what's going on around you. That's why you have to depend on your upline, which is the spotters that are up top. They can see everything. They're talking in your ear, and they're telling you when someone is beside you, when it's safe to pass, when you're coming up on the wall, when you're going too fast. They're telling you everything that you need to know. The same thing with your sponsor and your upline in the company. And in that race car, if you get off focus, you are going to hit somebody else. If you don't listen to the upline or the spotters, you're going to have an accident. You're going to hit the wall, okay? The key thing is to keep focus on what the successful people are telling us to do, and then, of course, you'll have that success as well, and you won't hit anyone else. You won't hit a wall in your network marketing business. Does everybody understand the power of that, okay? I'm going to end with two things really quickly here. Two things really quickly. Number one is a poem. If you had a magic carpet that could take you anywhere you want to go, it could take you to places you've never been before, would you buy some drapes to match it and place it on the floor? Or would you let that carpet take you to places that you've never gone before? See, ladies and gentlemen, we've got that carpet. Network marketing, this industry, is the carpet that can take you to places that you've never gone before. The question is, are you just buying drapes to match it and place it on the floor, or are you allowing this carpet to take you to where you've never gone before? It's happened for me. It's happened for a lot of people in this room. It'll happen for you as well. The last thing I'll tell you really, really quickly is the questions I ask myself every single day. How I start my day. Also sometimes I finish my night with this, okay? Finish my night. I call it start strong, finish strong, by asking yourself questions, okay? The first question you need to ask yourself every day is, what is your why? What is your why? Revisit it every single day. It'll keep you out of a slump if that why is strong enough. What is your why? The second question you got to ask yourself is, what is my IQ level? Now, I'm not talking about IQ as far as smarts, because I'll be disqualified. IQ means, what is your I quit level? What will cause you to quit this business? Write it down on paper. Now, the trick is, if you got an answer to number 2, you need to go back to number 1 because it's not strong enough. Because, see, nothing, no person, no circumstance, no issue will ever cause me to quit this industry because of what it's done for myself and my family and the opportunity to affect the lives of thousands upon thousands of people. And so I encourage you to get an answer to that question. The third question you got to ask yourself, we touched on this one already. Who am I going to associate with today that's going to help me accomplish my goals? Who am I going to associate with today that's going to help me? Fourth question you got to ask yourself. Fourth question is, what am I willing to sacrifice today? I had a young lady come to one of my events one time, and just a couple months ago, and everybody was surprised that she was there to receive her recognition because she had talked about it being her son's first birthday. She said, somebody asked her, well, why are you here? It's your son's first birthday. She said, he's turning 1. She said, he don't know if his birthday is today or tomorrow. We can celebrate it every day, right? She sacrificed something that most people put up on a tremendous pedestal that's not that big a deal right now. Think about what she can do for her son now that she's taking care of handling business. Everybody understand that? So ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice? That's question number what, 4? Here's the last and powerful question, and then I'm done. Last question. This is huge for me. Who is counting on you to make this happen? Who is counting on you? When I think about family members of mine who were counting on me to put myself in a position financially to be able to help other people in the family, it keeps me going in this business. There are people right now that are not involved in your organization that you don't even know yet that are praying for you not to quit. So you can introduce someone that introduces someone that introduces someone who introduces them, and the product, services, or business changes their life. They're counting on you not to quit. It's not all about you. So who is counting on you? If you ask yourself those 5 questions every single day, watch what happens to your life. Watch what happens to your business.